Welcome everyone. It's me Shifa and here I will be talking about the concept of implementing a basic enterprise Java Bean object. In this presentation we will discuss the following contents. These are the enterprise Java Bean object, implementing enterprise Java Bean object, home interface, remote interface and the Bean implementation. First we have to discuss about the enterprise Java Bean object. If you develop your own enterprise Java Bean object, you need to provide 3 Java interfaces or classes in order to fully describe your enterprise Java Bean object to an enterprise Java Bean container. These are a home interface, a remote interface, and an enterprise bean implementation. The remote interface and the object implementation are similar to the corresponding RMI interfaces. A client issues method request through a step derived from the remote interface and eventually these requests make their way to the corresponding bean instance on the server. The home interface is a new twist. It acts as a bean factory, providing a way for a client to create, locate and destroy enterprise Java Bean object that it uses. With the home interface, the remote interface acts as the interface the client uses to interact with the enterprise Java Bean objects, and the implementation is where the object itself does its thing. Now it's time to start talking about actually implementing an enterprise Java Beans component. No matter whether you are creating an entity bean or a session bean, there are 3 Java interfaces or classes you need to provide. These are home interface, remote interface and bean implementation. First one is home interface. The home interface is accessed directly by clients and used to create and/or find enterprise Java Bean objects of a specific type. Second one is remote bean interface. The remote interface for the bean is also used directly by clients. When a client creates or finds an EJB object through a home interface, it is given a reference to a step that implements the remote interface for the bean. The remote interface defines the methods the enterprise Java Bean object exports to remote clients. Third one is bean implementation. The enterprise Java Bean object implementation itself must implement all the remote methods defined in its remote interface. Provide methods that correspond to the methods on its home interface for creating and/or finding the bean, and also implement the methods used by the enterprise Java Bean container to manage the bean. This table shows how the methods of the home interface, the remote interface and the bean implementation are related to each other. Next, we have to discuss more about home interface. The client needs a way to create a local reference to a profile server, so we have to provide a home interface for our bean. Here provide an example of home interface for the profile server. In this example, this home interface provides a single create method that takes no arguments and returns the bean's remote interface type profile server. The home interface for an enterprise Java Bean object extends the javax.ejb.ejb home interface. The home interface is also an RMI remote interface since ejb home extends java.rmi.remote. The home interface can contain multiple create methods that take various initialization arguments for the bean to be created. The create method returns a reference to a bean's remote interface, profile server in this case. For each create method on the home interface, the enterprise Java Bean object implementation must have a matching EJB create method that takes the same arguments. The create method on the home interface has to declare that it throws java.rmi.remote exception since the home interface is an RMI remote interface. It also has to throw javax.ejb.create exception in case some error occurs during the enterprise Java Bean creation process. If the corresponding EJB create method on the bean implementation throws any other exceptions, The create method has to include this in its throws clause as well. The beans EJB create method doesn't throw any exception. Then we don't need to add any additional exceptions. Home interfaces for entity beans can also include finder methods used to find existing persistent entity beans that were previously created. Next topic is remote interface. You usually start putting together an enterprise Java bean by defining its remote interface. This interface contains declarations of the methods that are available to remote clients. So it really points to the heart of the enterprise Java bean object. A remote enterprise Java bean interface must extend the javax.ejb.ejb object interface. EJB object in turn extends the java.rmi.remote interface, which makes the enterprise Java bean remote interface and RMI remote interface as well. Example for remote interface for the profile server bean as shown below. The profile server interface defines a single remote method getProfile that accepts a username as its only argument. It returns a profile object containing the profile information for the person named. If the person's profile can't be found on the server, a no such person exception is thrown. This is an application specific exception whose implementation is shown here. Since the profile server interface is an RMI remote interface, its methods must throw remote exception in case some RMI communication problem occurs during a method call. Also, the arguments and return values for the methods have to be serializable and or they need to be exportable RMI objects themselves. Our getProfile methods returns a profile object which we will implement as an RMI exportable object. The interface has only two remote methods, one to set profile entry values and one to get those values. Example for remote interface for a profile object as shown below. When you deploy your enterprise Java bean object, you can specify who is allowed to call each method on your bean through the remote interface. Here, we might want only certain clients to be able to query for user profiles. So, we might want to limit access to the getProfile method on our profile server bean. Next, the bean implementation. Now that we have a home interface that lets clients create enterprise Java bean references and a remote interface that describes the enterprise Java bean methods, we need to actually implement the enterprise Java bean object itself. These extra methods are the hooks the enterprise Java bean container uses to manage the bean as a component. At the end of the class is the implementation of the getProfile method from the remote interface. The EJB create method is also included here to match the create method on the home interface. Example for the profile server bean implementation as shown below. The class for an enterprise Java bean object must implement the javax.ejb.enterprise bean interface. This is usually done indirectly through either the javax.ejb.sessionBean interface or the javax.ejb.entityBean interface. The enterprise Java bean class must be declared as public to allow the container to introspect the class when generating the classes that hook the bean to the container and to allow the container to invoke methods on the bean directly where necessary. The bean class can optionally implement the bean's remote interface, but this isn't strictly required. When the enterprise Java bean server generates the classes that bridge the bean to the container, it also provides a class that implements the remote interface and acts as a proxy to the enterprise Java bean class itself. Depending on the server implementation and how it chooses to generate these classes, it may be useful for you to provide an enterprise Java bean class that directly implements the remote interface since it might eliminate one level of method indirection. This is server dependent, however, so there is no guarantee that this will help. The remote interface has to extend the enterprise Java Bean object interface, which includes a set of abstract methods that clients can use to retrieve the bean's home interface, get the primary key for entity beans, etc. When you deploy your bean, you will use tools provided by the Enterprise Java Bean Container tools to generate stub and skeleton classes for the remote interface that implement these methods from EJB object. If you implement the remote interface with your bean implementation class, you have to provide implementation for the EJB object methods as well. All EJB objects, whether they are session beans or entity beans, must implement the following methods. These are public void EJB activate method, public void EJB passivate method, public void EJB create method, public void EJB remove method. The first one is public void EJB activate method. This method, called by the container when the bean has been deserialized from passive storage on the server, allows the bean to reclaim any resources freed during passivation. Example, file handles, network connections, and or restore any other state not explicitly saved when the bean was serialized. Second method is public void EJB passivate method. This method, called by the container just before the bean is to be serialized and stored in passive storage. Example, disk, database on the server, allows the bean to release any non-serializable resources. Example, open files, network connections, etc. Third method is public void EJB create method. This method, called after the client, invokes one of the create methods on the bean's home interface. The bean and its home interface usually provide at least one create or EJB create pair to allow the client to create new beans. Session beans are required to provide at least one create method, but create methods are optional on entity beans, since entity beans can also be acquired using finder methods. The container creates the bean object using one of its standard constructors and might create several beans of the same type at a server startup to act as a pool for future client requests. The EJB create indicates that a client is ready to use the bean. The arguments indicate the identity or starting state of the bean. For entity beans, the return type of an EJB create method should be the bean's primary key type. And the final method is public void EJB remove method. This method, called by the container just before the bean is to be removed from the container and made eligible for garbage collection. The container may call this when all remote and local references to the bean have been removed. These methods are used by the bean's container to notify the bean of various changes in its runtime state. In our example, the profile server bean doesn't need to perform any actions in this method, so they are included as empty methods that simply print messages to standard output indicating that they have been called. In this presentation, we discussed the topics, the Enterprise Java Bean object and the implementation of Enterprise Java Bean object. It includes home interface, remote interface and the bean implementation. Thank you.